foot quickness doesn't always equate success as offensive linemen. I've seen some offensive linemen with really, really dynamic foot quickness, but it's the footwork and the intent behind that that really makes the difference. So with Tunsil, even in his initial set, he's quick, but he's not in a hurry. And that's important when it comes to tackles and being patient. His feet are quick, but he's not in a hurry. Look how long he stays square.
Yeah.
He's staying square almost 4 or 5 yards. That's important. It's not until Quinn gets that outside foot off the ground that Tunsil starts to turn just a bit. And like I always like to tell my tackles and my centers specifically, the longer you can keep square hips and square shoulders, the better chance of success you have on a down in and down out basis in the pass protection.
And again, Quinn's like at like almost 13 yards right here. So you take that every time.
Another great quality rep here.
And his feet right here.
Yeah, even when you think he's beat, right back into position. This is going to be an overarching thing that you see in this entire first team midseason All Pro is, and I like watching these guys either pausing or slowing it down because you can take frames. That's why screenshots
deceiving.
Because you could take freeze frames and screenshots where these guys look like they're beat, and then the next frame they're back into position. Right there, he's beat, right? And then just in one blink of an eye, he's back in the position he started. That's pretty impressive. Again, staying square, outside hand there.
Yep. And this
great position.
Yeah.
The thing is Tunsil's set and really his pass protection technique is really unorthodox in terms of teachability. You can't teach a lot of the stuff that he does. Is just who he is, how he naturally does it in terms of his set and his timing and his posture and his body control too. Because like I remember there was a knock on Tunsil coming out that he played high, and I kept telling people like, hey, Tyron Smith plays high. It doesn't that doesn't equate that he's not going to be a good player. So like we have to understand that just because a tackle or guard plays high in terms of high hips, which he doesn't play with much bend, but those guys are able to create leverage with their hands and their angles and stuff like that. And then right there, now you see the bend. Now you see the ability to be able to have the power angles, between the hip, knee, and ankle joints. So like that's what I look at more in terms of the finish and with the bend versus, hey, he's too high in his set. I hear that so much. Oh, this guy, he's high in his set. So what does it matter? What is he doing on contact? What is he doing to finish? That's what I'm more concerned about.
And isn't a big part of playing high, like if you start off in your stance, maybe at a similar height, I guess, as you are in your set, that's fine, as opposed to maybe getting vertical out of your stance, because then that's kind of wasted.
Correct. It's wasting. And then at that point, you have to use another counter movement to get back into position.
Right. And
so
I think with Tunsil,
you typically want to leave that, whatever your hip height is in your stance, you want to be very similar to that in your set, which you see Tunsil does a great job at doing consistently.
Yeah, it doesn't change at all from his stance, really.